Hello, everyone. Just wait a moment for everyone to come in and join, and also for this to get kind of settled. All right, here we go. Waiting for everyone to join. How is your day? I just posted a wonderful quote that I love, and it says, "Their love cannot override your self hate. Only your love can do that." So, that is kind of our theme for the next 21 days is building our confidence by really diving into our self-love, the mirror, meeting the mirror, because when we meet ourselves in the mirror, we see ourselves on a deeper level and we really get to pay attention to the aspects of ourselves that kind of make us tremble or make us fear ourselves or avoid ourselves or dislike ourselves. And so the mirror is such an incredible pathway to you and to just diving into your self love and letting your confidence grow and expand. So, I guess I'll introduce myself just in case you want to make sure you're in the right place. I'm Steph, and we're going to be doing a 21-day challenge, and we're going to be focusing on mirror work. And the point of this is to increase your confidence. So, a little bit about me and my development in finding mirror work is it all started. Actually, I really can't remember a time when I didn't use the mirror as a tool to my own self guidance. So, this started for me in like middle school, and I would use the mirror as like a place to give myself pep talks and to let myself know like I've got this. If I had a hard test or a hard day coming up or anything like that, I would just use the mirror and I would look at myself and give myself a pep talk, and I was like, okay. And then my relationship with the mirror just kind of grew with me throughout the years. And also, as you join, please say hi in the comments. Please let me know you're here so I know who's here with me during the live. And if you're watching the replay, that's okay too. The replay is just as beneficial. So definitely just say hi and communicate with me. Keone will be joining us just to answer questions, or if I miss something where he needs to provide like information or a link for me or anything. So Keone's here as my helper. Um, so yeah, hey Keone, hey Daryl, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so as my relationship grew with the mirror, it started changing a little bit. Like I started to use it as a place to kind of witness myself and hey Jesse, and the truth to who I was and who I wanted to be and what I was scared of and what I felt insecure about and how could I take control of my relationship versus my insecurities taking control of my relationship. And then a few years ago, I started seeing other people talking about mirror work, and it was so exciting. I remember seeing it on like oh, the Queer Eye, right? It was used as a tool, like writing positive things about yourself on it. So mirror work is a real thing. Like it's in You Can Heal Your Body. She talks about mirror work. It's basically if you look for it anywhere with people who really have done some like deep self-love work, mirror work is always going to be a part of the process because it's where you can get real with yourself. Like if I talk to a friend, I can say, yeah, sometimes I really have a hard time feeling my worth. But if I say that to myself in the mirror, I crack something. I crack a little bit of my shell, a little bit of my armor, and I really get into it and I can start to heal that insecurity on a whole different level than if I'm reflecting back with someone else. When I reflect back to myself, it's such an incredible gateway to self love and confidence. So I'm excited for you to go on this journey and that I get to be a part of it. So, um, I do want to talk about scheduling. So I want to make sure that I'm able to offer different times of meeting so that everyone feels like you get an opportunity to join a live if that is something you want to do. I know a few more people are still joining the group. I think they're requesting a little bit later. So when you do get here, please put in your schedule, like schedule requests. So let me know what time of day works best for you so that I can make sure that I can have a variety within this schedule so that everyone feels like they do get to have an opportunity to join me live. And then I will post a schedule for everyone so that we know what time to meet. And if you can't make the live, no biggie. You can always watch the replay and still get the wonderful love and support. Also, if any questions come up for you, I will give time during our meetings each day to ask a question. But if for some reason you couldn't make the live and there's a question that you want answered, please leave the question in the comments or just create a new like thread, a new post with your question on it so that I can answer that for you. So, what else? Okay, any questions about any of that so far? Okay, so it's saying new comments, but I think I'm caught up with the comments. Okay, so this is the book that you'll be receiving in the mail from me. This is Love Activator. It's 90 days of mirror work, and each day gives you a mirror work exercise where you go over questions that you could ask yourself in the mirror. You don't have to do every question, but it does give you questions that you could ask yourself, and then it gives you affirmations to do. And each day you'll see like a little area where you can write notes if you want to journal a little bit of whatever insights came up for you or anything like that. The post office is closed today, so I will be sending your books out tomorrow. But you don't need them to get started because I'm here with you, but they will be coming in the mail. In this way, if you do find that you really are enjoying the benefits of mirror work and you can feel your confidence growing, then you'll be able to just continue on the journey. So I'm not going to go by day. I'm going to go by what we need in this group. So the other request I have for all of you wonderful people is to let me know where your biggest struggles are when it comes to your relationship with yourself or when you look in the mirror. Like, what are your insecurities? What are your self-doubts? Because I do really want to use this 21 days to help shift those specific areas for you. This book is more of a generalization, and I try to make sure to hit all the different areas that people can be struggling with. But because you get me here with you, please definitely share the areas that you want to see shifted. Okay, so you can do that now. You could share it in the comments. You can share in another post, whatever feels good for you. I also want you all to know that you can definitely use this group as a place to cheer each other on, to just share your insights, all of this good stuff, right? Because we're all in this together. We're here to support each other. We're all on the same journey. So this is a place for you to build community and be vulnerable and practice just expressing yourself and your needs and your wins. So more body positivity. So Jesse, what I would ask for you, I love that. And then also give me a little bit more, like when you mean body positivity, so that I know I'm seeing it the same way that you're seeing it. So that when we like kind of think about days around body positivity, that I'm actually providing what you want. You're like, that's not what I mean at all. And then you're like, this isn't what I was talking about. So definitely be as specific as possible. Okay, so now I would also, if you have like a piece of paper to write on or a journal or anything you could use until you get this in the mail, I would love for you to right now just take a moment and I want you to set yourself an intention for honoring yourself, better boundaries. Yes, Daryl, those are so important. Yes. So kind of just take a moment and like you could close your eyes and go within for a second if you want to, and just really set an intention for the next 21 days. Like, and it can be whatever intention you want. Like, you're learning to love yourself better. You're wanting to just get to know yourself on a deeper level. You're wanting to see the mirror as a friend. You're wanting your confidence to be able to help you do A, B, and C. You want your confidence to help you set boundaries. You want your confidence to help you appreciate your body more. So, Jesse, you say, I want to smile when I look in the mirror and not roll my eyes. And I want to be okay in buying clothes that fit me and not trying to squeeze into a smaller size. Yes, yes. I love that. Okay, those are good. And um, Daryl, can you tell me more about the better boundaries? Like boundaries with your family, boundaries with friends, boundaries at work, boundaries with your kiddo, boundaries like what are you thinking? Boundaries with your cat. Like, let me know the boundaries that you're thinking are like the hardest for you to set, right? Because there's sometimes we're able to set boundaries with a certain group of people or certain situations and we're like easy peasy, and then there's other situations where setting boundaries is really, really a struggle. And okay, okay, so now we're going to do another little exercise because I want you to identify where you are right now today when it comes to your confidence. So I want you to think of a scale from 0 to 10 okay? And on this scale, 0 is like you have no confidence at all, and 10 is like you are the most confident person. Like you own yourself inside and out. Like when you make a mistake, when you celebrate, you just like, you couldn't even imagine having more confidence because you are so confident. So I want you to take, hey Joe, I'm glad you're here too. Let's see, let me just read. Okay, so with family are the hardest. Work, you're good with boundaries. Good. So you do have a foundation of setting boundaries somewhere. So that's awesome. And then Joe, breaking trauma bonds from a narcissistic relationship and making your own safe space. Yes. Okay. So I want you all to just take a moment and close your eyes and just take in a breath to kind of center yourself. And I want you to imagine you at a 10 and what that confidence looks like. Like, what are you doing? What are you saying? How is your life different because your confidence increased? What are you doing differently? How are you showing up in a way that you wish you were showing up today? So paint this 10, really visualize your 10, and it can look whatever it looks like for you. Everyone's 10 is going to look a little bit different. So just take a moment. I'm going to be quiet for a second and let you just really visualize what your 10 looks like. When you're done visualizing, please write down in the comments so I know that you're done developing what your 10 looks like. I like that, Jesse, that your 10 is confident no matter the pant size, the scale number. You find joy and appreciation in your body and not guilt or hate. That's powerful. Has everyone come up with your 10? Once you have your 10, I'll wait another moment. Okay. All right. Okay, wonderful. So now that you know your 10, you know where you're going. I want you to now, on that scale from 0 to 10, where would you put yourself today? Are you at a 2, a 4, a 6? What number are you at today? Because we have to know where we're starting so we know where we're going. And you don't have to share your number today with everyone if you don't want to. You can keep that just for yourself if that helps you be more honest with your answer and where you're at. So just really think about where you're at today. And here's the cool part. We are, hey Sydney, okay, currently at a 4. Okay. And what's really great about this is that we know when we can see where we're at today, we know that we have made, like, we're not starting from 0. So we know that we have done some really great things for ourselves, that we have already been doing things to cultivate a really positive relationship with ourselves and to increase our confidence. So what we're going to do though is like, so Joe, I'm just going to say, because you're saying a 3 to 4, so I'm just going to say 3, right? And so we're not going from 3 to 10 like that, right? So this is a slow and steady build, because if we skip steps, then it's harder to maintain and be sustainable. So what you're going to notice is like your confidence is building slowly. And what this means is that change is happening, but sometimes you don't necessarily recognize it in yourself until you're already pretty far down your path. And then you look back and you're like, whoa, look how far I've come. Look where I started and look where I am today. Or sometimes you notice that the change is like you feel the change happening within you, right? Just either way is fine. Just know that change is happening as you're doing this work, as you're doing these activities. It's impossible for change not to be happening because you're changing the dialogue with yourself in the mirror. Okay. Wow. So you guys have like a mix and pretty high. So again, I'm going to just go, if you're giving yourself like a 6 or a 7, I'm going to give you the lower number because for a part of you feels like it's that. So unless you want to pick a number, you got to just like pick one number where you're starting from, right? So, or I think I've got it and then I just fall flat. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what, that's what happens is like sometimes life can make us feel like we're taking a step back, and that happens sometimes, you know? But the thing is you've set the foundation so you're able to get back there, and you're going to get back there faster, and you're going to be able to keep building on it and moving and moving and moving. So, if you've read Atomic Habits, he really talks about how the whole point of like improving ourselves or working on something about ourselves or building a relationship or any goal that we have is that we're really only improving 1% a day. We're doing 1% better today than we did yesterday. And when we do that, it makes it so the changes last and they can be more of a permanent positive addition to our life. And so I'm telling you this because I want you to be patient with yourself and give yourself the opportunity to let this work for you and to like resist like falling into frustration or like the uncomfortableness of it to take you out of the journey. So, who has done mirror work here before? Just let me know if you already do mirror work or if you already have a mirror work practice or if you've done it before. And also let me know if you're brand new to this and you've never done it before. So, I'm curious where we're starting. Oh, Daryl, you could have totally said a 6.5. That's fine. 6.5 is fine. Okay. Okay, you've done it. This is your first time working with this, and you've done it before. Okay, so this is how I'm going to let you know how I have noticed this is how all of my clients in the past have gotten the best results and how I've gotten the best results. So first of all, know that when you do mirror work, it's going to feel really awkward. It's going to feel silly, uncomfortable. You're going to feel like I look like a weirdo. You've done counseling inner child. Not sure if that's the same thing. I mean, it depends. Like if your counselor had you look in the mirror and tell yourself affirmations or ask yourself questions, that's a form of mirror work. A lot of times people will do mirror work where they like look at their body or they look at themselves and they point out the positives, right? Because sometimes we go in front of the mirror and we're like, ooh, I hate my smile, I hate my hair, I hate my body, I hate my clothes. And we just focus on everything we hate about ourselves. So one form of mirror work is to then look in the mirror and point out all the positives about yourself, right? Like, I love my smile. I love the color of my eyes. I love my curviness, whatever it is, right? So that is a form, but that's not what we're going to be doing per se. Like we might sprinkle a day or two in with that, especially because body positivity is a goal for some of you. And so that it could be an aspect of it, but more what we're going to do is we're going to stand in front of the mirror. And you don't want to be standing so far away where you feel kind of disconnected. You want to be up close enough where some people will even do it where they're like, nose is touching the mirror. You don't have to do that. But just get close enough where, like, even if you were standing at your sink brushing your teeth, like where you stand to brush your teeth, that distance from the mirror is fine. You can sit up on the counter and be in front of the mirror. But what you're going to do is you're going to pick a mirror. It could be a handheld mirror. If you don't have a mirror with you, you could do it on your phone and do like a camera, like as if you were taking a selfie. You can do it on a full-length mirror. The size of the mirror doesn't really matter. Just be close enough where you're able to connect with yourself. And then you're going to look into your left eye. And the reason for looking into your left eye is because this is like taps into our emotional side. It helps us tap more into like our soul, our spiritual side, like all of the yummy goodness instead of just staying in the logical side, right? So we really want to get into our emotional state so that we can tap into our heart, our soul, our being, our truth of how we're operating through the lenses that we're using to operate through the world. So okay, close to the mirror, left eye. And then here's something that can be really fun that just makes it more powerful is as you're in the mirror, you can walk in place because as you walk and you say you say the affirmations or this is more for like the affirmation part, right? When you're just asking yourself the questions, you don't have to move your body. But when you are saying the affirmation section of the mirror work, you're going to move your body, whether it's this, whether it's having your hands up in the air. You can do like the power pose. You can have your hand on your heart. You know, you can kind of play around with it and see what kind of feels good in your body because as we're moving our body, it's easier to accept getting to know yourself, accept the affirmations instead of rejecting them. Because if we just stand there and I'm like, I'm enough, I could be like, I'm not enough. Right? Like the heaviness of it can kind of take over. But if I'm moving my body, I'm like, I'm enough. I'm enough. Hot dang, I am enough. You know what I mean? It just kind of lets what you're saying like absorb on a cellular level. So that is an important part, even if it does feel silly. The other thing is when you are doing your mirror work, it's important to use your voice to speak these things out. So there are times where you might just want to say it in your head, like let's say you're at the mall and you're trying on new clothes and you could look in the mirror and you could be like, she's one a sexy lady. You know, you can kind of think that in your mind if you wanted to when you glance over at the mirror. But when you're at home and you're doing your mirror work, say, like vocalize the questions, vocalize the affirmations or the positive statements so that they really become part of your truth, part of your dialogue, part of what you're putting out into the world, the universe, you know, whatever you believe with that. So how many people here do have like believe in like the spiritual side or like a higher power or a source? I just need you in my pocket at all times. Yes, right. Well, I'm always with you in spirit. Just listen for me. Um, and then also, here's another little tip that you can use is have fun with this. Make it fun. Like, if you need to, I don't always use like such a serious voice when I'm doing the affirmation part. Like, when I ask myself a question, I can be like, okay, like if I'm asking myself, what do I need to feel loved right now? I might use my like actual, just regular voice asking myself that question. But um, when I am saying the affirmations, sometimes I'm more playful with it and I'll be like, ooh, you're looking so good today. Like I'll have fun with it. I'm like, what's up, beautiful? It's like I kind of change my tone, my energy. Um, make it a little bit so that it feels like a good thing you're doing. It feels like love. And so you're replacing all of that awkwardness, all of that like part of you that wants to disbelieve or resist or push away. If you turn into being playful with it, it's easier to accept. It's easier to take in. So definitely experiment with this to kind of find out what is going to work really well for you and your journey and your relationship with the mirror. So you can also pick like a time of day that you want to do this best. Hopefully, when we're on here doing this together, you're going to actually do the mirror work with me. And that's why I'm doing it live this way, so you all have your own privacy. Because sometimes when we're doing mirror work, we get emotional, we start crying, and sometimes we're like ugly crying, where we feel like, snot's going, or all of these things, right? And then sometimes we don't have that reaction. It really depends on when you hit those your own like injuries, the wounds, the doubts, the insecurities within you. And so I will do groups sometimes for question days. Like I'm going to try to throw in a few where we can all meet together, because I know they have that option in the Facebook groups. But for your own just comfortable journey with this and your own privacy, but being vulnerable with a community is why I'm doing the lives this way. Okay, so any questions for me or any comments before we do our first exercise? And Jesse, I absolutely loved your idea. So a few months ago, I made these like little temporary tattoos, and Jessie today, because I had given her some, she was like, oh, I put the rest of them on my water bottle. And so I did that myself today. So I have, I put all the rest of them that I had on my water bottle. So, right, like I get to be me. And if like there's research around water, and like, so this is something else that all of you wonderful people can do, is if you have a water bottle, put positive statements on your water bottle, because water literally is affected by the words that we say. So I'll go ahead and link a YouTube video to the power of words and how it influences your water. And that we are all made of water, so it's really powerful. Okay, so I'm guessing no questions before we get started. Yes, an emotional support water bottle. That's right. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad Jesse suggested that, because I didn't even know that you could put temporary tattoos on a water bottle. I don't know why that seemed like never even occurred to me. And so now I'm just like, oh my gosh, all my water is just absorbing all of these positive affirmations. And so when I'm drinking it, I'm just getting filled more up on love. So that's awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is, if you don't have any questions, we're going to go ahead and do our very first exercise with the mirror. So make sure that get yourself nice and positioned in front of the mirror. And let me know when you're ready. Give me just a couple people say ready. So I know that you're ready. Anyone? Anyone? And so when you get your book, you can actually skip day one because we are doing day one from the book. Okay. Oops, I'm sorry. I hit my microphone. So, all right. I think, yeah, okay. Oh, I also, please let me know your pronouns in the comments as well, because otherwise I'm probably going to refer to everyone as like lady, she, her. But if you have a different pronoun, please let me know so that I make sure to address you in the way that you want to be addressed. Okay, so what we're going to do is go ahead and get comfortable in front of your mirror, look into your left eye. And what I'm going to have you start with is just an apology to yourself. And this can look any way you want it to, but some of the main things I want you to be saying is that you're sorry for anything that you've held yourself back from, sorry for any of the doubts you've had about yourself, sorry for any of the negative ways you've treated yourself, sorry for any of the ways you haven't honored who you are. So this is really just an apology to you, from you, for neglecting yourself, not loving yourself, being unkind to yourself, letting other people treat you in a way that wasn't kind or good for you, in situations where you just like sacrificed yourself, for treating your body like it's not enough, for treating yourself like you're not enough. So get as real with this as you can, really pour in that apology. You can also, I'm just kind of looking at the notes from my book, so you can apologize for the way you've thought about yourself, how you've kept yourself small, hidden, and like pushed other people away, how you thought you weren't strong enough to handle all of the pain and all of the joy in your life. So just take a moment and really just apologize to yourself. Tell yourself like the best apology that you ever could imagine coming straight from you. So I'll give you a moment to do that now. And when you're done with your apology, then you can go ahead and make a commitment to yourself. A commitment of, again, depending on where you're at on that scale, of learning to be kinder to yourself, loving yourself more, loving your body more, setting boundaries, honoring who you are. Make a commitment to yourself of what is going to be different moving forward. How are you going to show up for yourself differently than you have in the past? In a sense, like how will you make amends and change your own behavior so that your relationship with yourself grows and expands and confidence is able to take up more space in you than self-doubt? So one thing I said as an example is, from today forward, I will treat you with kindness, love, and respect. I will believe in you and have faith in you. I want you to have the best life and to live filled with joy and peace. I'm committed to loving you and accepting you. It's okay to go beyond your comfort zone. The unknown holds treasures for you. I like the idea of loving myself and having higher confidence in myself. I am ready for my confidence and self-love to increase and enhance my life. And just let me know when you're done with that part. And also, I just want to check in and see how everyone's feeling. Yeah, feeling emotional but good, feeling sniffly, right? Okay, agree with Jess. Okay. So now just look at yourself, and now we're going to say the affirmation portion of this. So today we're literally just doing the apology, the commitment, and then we're going to do a couple affirmations. Ah, feeling like a weight has been lifted. I love that for you. So again, okay, also you can also tap in this like some EFT if you like EFT. Feeling refreshed and emotional. I love it. Okay. I love this, ladies. So now what we're going to do is I just want you to look at yourself in the mirror into that left eye, and you're going to say, I am enough. And you're just going to say it over and over and over again. And just say, I am enough. And you can tap here. You can walk in place. You can jump up and down with your hands above your head. You can power pose, however you want to do it. And just say, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And just say it a few times. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. If it feels good to you, you can say, I've always been enough and I will always be enough. I've always been enough and I will always be enough. I am enough. We're going to say that for a few more seconds. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. The cool thing about affirmations is Louise Hayes, she wrote a book, You Can Heal Your Life, You Can Heal Your Body. And she says for an affirmation to really, really start to create a new pathway in your brain, you have to say it 400 times. And that's why we're doing the affirmations. We're repeating them a ton because we're trying to create new synapses, new ways of seeing ourselves, new ways of believing about ourselves. And so we got to repeat them quite a bit for our brain to say, wait, we're doing something different here. We're creating a new path, a new lens, a new view. So I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. And now, depending on what feels good to you and where you're at, you can say, I'm learning to love myself more deeply and completely. If you already feel like you love yourself a lot, you can say, I love myself deeply and completely. You can say, I want to love myself deeply and completely. Whatever works for you. And again, you can do the same thing. You can change it up. Walk in place, power pose, jump, do the EFT. I love myself deeply and completely. Whatever feels good for you. Just go ahead and say that now. Just repeating it, repeating it, repeating it. And EFT is you go through this whole little thing. So go ahead, whatever feels good for you. I'll be quiet. "45 more seconds of saying this. Yes. Remembering to breathe in between statements, taking in a deep breath when you need to. Okay, wrap it up. Say it one more time. And then go ahead and take in a nice deep breath and just make like an audible sigh when you breathe out. So, just shake out your body a little bit if you need to. And that is it for today. How are you feeling? I love the first part where we get to tell ourselves something, we get to release, we get to discover, and then we get to empower ourselves. And so that is something I absolutely love about this. As we go through, when you find a positive statement or an affirmation that really speaks to you, what I would encourage you to do is write it down on a post-it note and put it on your mirror. So I know today we were going over a little bit. It's like already 41 minutes into this. And today we had a lot of ground to cover on how to even what we're going to be doing here. And so the rest of the days will not be as long. We'll start with kind of our wins, our challenges, answer questions, and then we'll go into the mirror work activity. So good. It feels new. Hopefully, a new is a good feeling, Sydney. And Jesse, you're feeling refreshed. Good. Good. So now for the rest of the evening, if you can, drink like something warm, whether it's a hot chocolate or an herbal tea or something that's soothing for you, warm lemon water, whatever it is, drink something that is warm and soothing to just kind of give yourself a nice hug from the inside out. So definitely do that, or take like a nice bath with an Epsom salt, some essential oils, something like that. But do something that feels very calming and soothing to you, because even though this was only a few minutes in front of the mirror, it was really deep work and it is a huge release. And so definitely make sure to take care of yourself as we go through this process. So any other questions or comments before we wrap up for the night? And hopefully you enjoyed your first time doing this. If it was your first time and if you've done this before, hopefully it felt, like coming home a little bit and taking a moment for yourself. So, no questions or comments? Okay, my loves. Well, then we will wrap up for tonight. Remember, drink something warm because it's just like good for those feel good chemicals. So that can be released to help support you on this journey. So I'm sending you so much love. Really, really incredible work today. And I will see you tomorrow. Please remember to let me know what times work best for you so that I can include them in the schedule that I make. Okay? Jesse, you're so welcome. Thank you for being here. And I'm sending you all endless love until next time. So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.